Good morning, everyone. Slow and steady here, hiking on day 115. I just left the shelter here called Trapper John Shelter. A decent shelter with an amazing privy. Sorry I don't show you all of them, it was just brand new. Today, one option is HikingWithSlowAndSteady shelter. It's only 11 or 12 miles from here. There's another shelter after, actually it's not a shelter, but there is a ranger shelter that I think you can use as a shelter, but it's a campsite on top of a mountain. That's about 19 miles and a good bit of climbing. We just left camp at 6:40 in the morning, so we have plenty of time. We'll see if we have plenty of legs to get there. Let's see, the shelter was good. Started off with 2 of us, 3 of us, then 4 of us, then a 5th guy showed up late and wanted everyone to rearrange and wanted to completely rearrange the entire layout of the shelter. We're like, nope, thank you. But everybody made room for him. And then he proceeded to pack and unpack about 14 times and talk loudly and smoke ganja right at the front of the shelter to make sure that everyone else smoked his ganja. Look, if you smoke anything, I could care less. Don't do it at the shelter. Go somewhere else or ask everyone. Maybe you get lucky and everyone there wants to join you. Most of us don't. We're out here hiking. That's it. And he got up and did it again this morning. And just as I was leaving, there was still one person sleeping, and he was sitting in the shelter smoking, acting like it's perfectly normal, no big deal. Anyway, people that are absolutely clueless about the other people around them trying to sleep or don't want to partake in their drugs. I know ganja's not a big deal for most people, but some of us really don't want to be around it. So you got to respect each other. It's not like drinking. Everyone compares it to drinking. When I have a beer, you don't have a beer. When you smoke and you're next to me, I'm smoking. I don't want to. Anyway, that's my soapbox. Now time to get back to hiking. And I think the guy's only doing 12, so I may push to 19 just so I don't have to smoke his stuff and listen to him make noise all night and snore and cough and sneeze and, you know, stuff that everybody does. He just does it extra loud and extra often. Nice enough guy during the day, but we got to find a place hopefully tonight. If we make it to 19, that's a tent site, so we can find a good spot to tent, which is always the best option. At this shelter, it wasn't. There weren't any real good options. Plus, there were some good thunderstorms that were supposed to come through. And I don't know, I didn't hear the thunder and lightning, but there was tons and tons of rain last night. So it was good to be inside and not have to worry about it. But as you've seen, my tarp and bivvy setup, I don't get wet in there either. It's not to say I won't make a mistake some point, or the weather changes and comes from a different direction and gets me. I've been pretty good so far. That's the trail here in New Hampshire. Anyway, today's a new day, and appreciate you bearing with me yesterday on the day for remembering my best friend, Ethan, and we'll get on with hiking, and I think about him all the time anyway, especially when I'm in New Hampshire where we met and hung out for a few years before we each moved away to college and did our stuff. And let's see, and I get to see his sister and his father tomorrow, or 2 days from now, I guess it is. And that'll be a real good welcome to see some family. You know, they're absolutely like my family that I've lost touch with recently, but still my family. Anyway, let's get to hiking. Let me show you what I can show you today. And here's hoping the legs can handle some climbing today. I ate like a pig last night, made sure I ate all my extra food, because tonight will be the last night on the trail for 2 nights basically. Be 1 night in the hostel and 1 night with my friends, you know, and get all rested up. So let me push real hard today, make it an easy day tomorrow and an off day the next day, and be ready for Mount Moosilauke. Stay tuned. Let's see what we can see today. Bye. There's a bear over here. Let's see if we can see him before I scare him off. Guy down there Called halfway, he saw him stopped. See the black spot over there? About 50, 60 feet. Beautiful view this morning. Purple flowers. Little workshop over there with lots of garages. Canadian geese with some babies with them. Clouds in the mountains. This area may need a little trail maintenance. Just kind of a lot of that you had to use your imagination if there's a trail. It is soaking wet too. Feet are soaked, legs are soaked, but it's nice and cool. Feels good. What kind of fruit is this? Here's an early morning moment of zen. I think we have 412 miles. There's a column in the middle of the woods here. Not 100% sure what it is, but imagine that's what we have. Oh yeah, and we've walked 1,730 miles. So those numbers aren't totally accurate for this year, but I'm sure it was at one point, but not this year. I think we have 420 or 430, 420, 430 miles thereabouts left for this year. I don't think 412 gets us there. It was nice thinking that we were going to hit the 1,800 mile mark today, but I think that comes tomorrow or the next day even, maybe. I don't know. We'll find out. First little view of the day. See some clouds moving across the mountain there. All right, here's a little better view from the top of first half of this climb. There's where we're headed. That's Smarts Mountain. There's a fire tower up top. We're ready to go climb it. We just got to get there first. Check out these stairs on the way up Mount Moosilauke. Those rungs like a ladder. It's pretty steep. We use it as stairs, I think. Yeah. Yeah, this rock would be pretty treacherous without them. All right, back to climbing way up there. Caught a glimpse of Bob. He's flying, like always when it goes vertical like this. All right, that's Smarts Mountain. That's the first real good climb in New Hampshire. It was a long one, but it survived. Now we got to get up there. That's the tower on top of Smarts Mountain. There's camping up here. There's a privy. There's all kinds of stuff. Hopefully a little bit of water somewhere. I'm gonna go follow him up and get some views up top. Gotta use your imagination, but over there's Mount Moosilauke. not this one, behind it. Just kind of see a ridge poking through there. Mount Washington somewhere to the right of it over there. We're a little socked in right now, you can't see everything. Check out some of the other view though. See a little skiing over here. It's like a drone honeybee that's done his job. There is a shelter up here on Smarts Mountain. Campfire ring, benches. Daniel, Dolan Trail, AT is behind me. See what's going on here. Fully enclosed. Wow, fancy. Fancy, fancy. Even has windows, open and close. Neat little lock here. All right, time to get rolling. We still have a lot of downhill and a lot of uphills to do today. All right, time to head down the other side of Smarts Mountain. Here's some information. That shelter I was just at is right over here. See it through the trees. Mount Cube Summit 6.9. There's a shelter 5.3. Well, this place we're going isn't listed yet. Route 25A, 10 miles. There is one comment that it was the buggiest section on the entire hike so far. We'll find out here in about 10 miles. First thing is to get 4 miles to get some water. Didn't see any up here. Let's go find it. Luckily it's all downhill to there. There's a little moment of zen and where I just got some water. It's at the base of the climb down from Smarts Mountain. The other side, it's pretty. All right, Mount Cube Summit, 4.4 miles on the Kodiak Trail. There's some climbing to do. Let's see how it goes. There are a few rocks in New Hampshire. I know my screen's fuzzy. I don't have anything dry it off with. It's starting to rain a little. All right, it looks like Smarts Mountain. So we're going this way. It looks like we came down and around the valley here and back up this mountain. Here's another camping sign for this climb up to Hexacube Shelter and Cube Mountain. All right, here's where we're at. Hence the "you are here." Hexacube Shelter, 0.2 miles up this little side trail. We got 25A and 5 miles. Cube Summit's 1.5. And I don't know, 6 or 7 miles probably to the campsite we're going to. Do a lot of artwork on their signs here in New Hampshire. Kind of neat. Here's a view from the top of Mount Cube. At least I think we're at the top. Ski slopes in a distance. I think that's Smart Mountain over there. We'll find out if we have a little more climbing to do. I'll fall on these rocks. See how they paint the blazes right on the stone. Oh, there's a little view of the valley. Kind of funny, I thought that was the summit, but that's only about 2/3 of the way up. Looked like we were the highest thing around, but still have a little climbing to do to summit Cube Mountain. Stay tuned. Don't know if there's a view or not. We'll find out. Look at this, we get to climb up. Probably some decent views up there though. Luckily it is dry right now, because it would be slippery otherwise. Still not to the top, but even better views here. Okay, we're really on top of Mount Cube this time. It's like windmills in the distance. See some rainstorms, maybe the one that passed us a little before. All kinds of stuff coming up to the summit here. You got 3.3 to the New Hampshire 25A, or Hill Shelter 4.5, 4.7. That's where we're headed. It's down that way. Baker Farm Road, 2 miles back from that last view. Hex Cube Shelter, Jacobs Brook Road, stuff everywhere. But we still have a few miles and another big climb coming up. I see our first moose. Unfortunately, it's a piece of wood or metal. Here's where we're camping tonight, Ore Hill tent site. Somewhere up there, and the mosquitoes have shown up in force. We expected them to be pretty bad here, and they are. They're rotten. It's been marshy during this whole climb up. Stay tuned for closing announcements. All right, we've made it almost. Ore Hill tent sites up here. I believe the AT continues that way tomorrow morning. First we go over here, put our rain gear back on, and try to hide from the mosquitoes long enough to eat, get our tents and tarps and bivvy set up, and crawl inside away from their biting little beaks there. All right, if you can't tell, I'm beat. It's a long day. All right, wind's a little cloudy. It's been raining for a while. It's not raining right this second, but let's see, that's day 115 in the bag. And the mosquitoes are winning the fight right now, so bear with me. That was about 19 and a half miles today. I'm getting lit up, so this is quick. Tomorrow is just a short 7.5 miles over to Hiker's Welcome Hostel in New Hampshire here. It's right before Moosilauke, Mount Moosilauke Mountain. Then we'll get off trail for one full 0 after that. Visit friends, as you heard. And then we'll climb Mount Moosilauke and figure out the resupply and the whites and the presidentials and all that from there on. All right, I'm done. Mosquitoes are too bad. Thanks for watching. Make sure you hit the like and subscribe button. If you really feeling motivated to donate, there's a button there called thanks. You don't have to. If you feel so inclined, you can hit that and see what options are there. Now 100% of that goes to me, so. All right, I'm here and we got to find a reasonable place to camp. Catch you tomorrow. Bye.